One thing Nintendo has always done well on their consoles is bringing people together. Say what you want about how they handle online games, but when it comes to local multiplayer, then their consoles are the place to be, and the Switch is no different.
We've already looked at our favourite games to play in co-op on the Switch, and you can find the link to that video in the description. In this video, we're talking about our favourite games to play competitively.
The Switch definitely isn't short of fantastic multiplayer games that restricting them to a single top 10 doesn't feel right. So consider this a Volume 1 to our top 10 list, with more lists covering this topic to come in the future.
As always, we don't want to spoil what's to come on the list in the intro, so the games that you are looking at now are our honourable mentions. We are going for a variety in this video as well, hence why you're seeing Mario Kart as just an honourable mention. Mario makes a few appearances already here, so we'll save Mario Kart for the next list.
If there are any multiplayer games you feel should be in our list, then head down to that comments section and let us know. Maybe we'll feature them in Volume 2 if we take a liking to them. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Dave.
And here are our top 10 multiplayer games on the Nintendo Switch. Volume 1.
Number 10, Puyo Puyo Tetris. Let's start with taking two of the biggest and best puzzle games around and smooshing them together. An interesting idea. What you have is a very good version of both games with options to fuse them. You can have the multiplayer you'd normally associate with them. Playing well and getting combos lets you attack the other player and fill up their side. There are some crazy modes that mixes them together, switching between both games or having Puyos or Tetraminos occupy the same board, which makes things interesting. And if you'd rather keep things simple, you can just do the traditional multiplayer that these games usually come with. Basically 2 games in one here and a lot of fun.
The voices are a bit annoying though.
Someone owes me an apology.
What a favourable outcome!
Number 9, Astro Bear's Party. Pick a bear, run around a sphere, leaving a trail behind you. If you hit a trail, you lose. All you can do is jump and dash. Sounds like there's not much to this game, but it comes very cheap and with multiple people it can be a good laugh. We haven't got a whole lot to say about this one, but for a sweet little game at a nice price, it's a no-brainer.
They also introduced a new version of this game that had more to do in it. It costs a bit more, but at first it was free to people that owned Astro Bear's Party.
Nice.
It was a nice little feature. Number 8, ARMS. I talked about this game in a video last month, and in playing the game to capture footage for it, we both really got into it, and I had forgotten just how fun this was, having not played it a whole lot since it launched. This is a fighting game where everyone has extendable arms. The camera has been planted behind your character instead of the traditional side-on view. The motion controls work really well. It would have been nice to have a few more characters and stages, but each one does stand out with their own identities, and there are loads of different arms to unlock, so there is plenty of variety, and it doesn't get much more satisfying than slamming someone into the ground with Master Mummy.
My favourite one is the hoverboard stage.
Oh, where you can float around on them, knock each other off.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Number 7, Super Mario Party. He had to turn up at some point on this list. Mario Party made its grand return in Super Mario Party. Is it super? Not especially, but it is still a fun time. The original formula is back, with proper boards that you explore on your own with minigames between each turn and, most importantly, chances to screw each other over. The last aspect has been downplayed compared to previous entries, and it does sometimes feel like it wants to declare that everyone's a winner, but at the end of the day, only one is victorious, and that one is Waluigi. As well as he should be. This game does make very good use of the Joy-Con's capabilities, and other than the fact that it can't be played in handheld mode, it is one of the stronger games to showcase what the Switch can do. It has a strong selection of minigames, which we have ranked in a previous video that you'll find also in the description. More boards would have been nice, but we're happy with the 4 that we got. Next time you have a few friends over, this would be one to play together, because there ain't no party like a Mario Party.
It is a shame they didn't add DLC to this, like they did with some of their other games, like Splatoon and ARMS.
Definitely.
Like, it would have been nice to have added a few more boards and mini games and stuff, even if it was paid DLC, but
or
maybe
more characters.
yeah, maybe there'd be a sequel. Number 6, Mario Tennis Aces. Let's move from one Mario game to another. Mario sports games have been prominent on Nintendo's consoles for many years now, and tennis is one of the more popular ones. After everyone was disappointed with Ultra Smash, this one looked like a return to form. At launch, it seemed lacking in features, but after a year of free DLC, it has plenty to offer, as well as being a solid tennis game. The new mechanics do have a bit of a steep learning curve for more casual players, but once you get the hang of using the power moves to slow down time, do more powerful shots, and even a final Smash style move, then you can get some insane rallies going. If you're not a fan of all that though, you can play it as a normal tennis game, just like the old days of the N64 version. There are also some gimmicky courts too, if you like that sort of thing. Plus, you can play as Chain Chomp, and he balances the ball on his head to serve. Who can say no to that?
It's quite new to me, so I find it really hard to remember all the controls.
Yeah, I mean, you had a better time with the simple play, didn't you? Without the gimmicky stuff.
Definitely. Number 5, Mortal Kombat 11. It may not look as good as it does on other consoles, but it still runs very well on the Switch. Mortal Kombat has always been full of blood and gore, and this one is no exception. As well as fantastic combat, it also constantly leaves you in awe, and half the fun comes in showing this to someone new to the game. Showing off the special moves and seeing their reactions. I don't care if I lose in this game, as long as whoever beats me pulls off the fatality.
One word of warning though, if you go for the physical game on this, you do have to do a massive 16GB update as well, and I have to clear 14GB worth of space for an update on it now, which is a bit strange, but again with this game I find myself on a bit of a middle ground, where whenever I play it against someone I'm better than them, but whenever I play it online I always lose, so I'm too good to play it casually, but I'm not good enough to play competitively. I'm like that with quite a few fighting games. It's annoying.
Fatality.
Number 4, Worms WMD. Half the fun in this one is coming up with names for the teams, I find. What you have here is a traditional 2D Worms game. If you've played Worms before, then you know what you're getting. If you haven't, then here is a good place to start. You take it in turns to select a weapon, move around the battlefield, and take a carefully placed shot or melee attack to take out the other team. Different weapons do different damage, and they have their advantages and disadvantages. If you find some weapons are too overpowered, you can always alter which ones you can have. There are also vehicles you can jump into, which adds a few more options to do some serious damage. Just make sure there is absolutely nothing, not even the tiniest pixel of ground sticking up in front of you when taking a shot, or this will happen to you.
That can go in the outtakes video. Hashtag ouch.
It happened to me twice in one match.
Now, I originally didn't want to put this in because the first time I played it I didn't really understand it and I thought it was quite slow paced. And then I played it again.
Yeah, we wanted footage for the honourable mention for it.
Exactly, and it was awesome.
Yeah, so you then consented to putting it on the list.
Yeah. My favourite's the baseball bat.
Oh yeah, that's a bit overpowered as well sometimes.
One could only be born upper class.
Number 3, Super Bomberman R. Bomberman is a classic multiplayer game that was very well placed as a launch game for the Switch. It's a simple game to pick up and can get very competitive. Just lay your bombs to get rid of the walls, stay away from the flames that appear, and try and blow up all your opponents until only one remains. When you get eliminated, you appear in a revenge cart, where you can circle the arena, throwing extra bombs in. If you eliminate someone else from here, then you go back into the game. It's optional, but it makes things more interesting. Another reason to play this with as many people as possible will be so that all your laughter and banter will drown out those annoying voices the Bombermen and women keep shouting with. So everyone grab a Joy-Con each and have a blast.
This game also got free updates since launch and added new skins for the characters, even from other Konami games like Simon Belmont and people like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Number 2, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I've talked about this one a few times on the channel before, including whether I think it's better than Team Sonic Racing. That video's in the description as well. Basically using this to advertise all our other videos, aren't we?
Yeah.
It may be a remake of the PS1 game, but it looks and plays like a brand new game, except for the cheating AI, they kept that in. The racing is fantastic, but it also comes with a battle mode, which are ideal to break out at parties, with standard points-based combat, capture the flag or who can grab the most crystals. These can get just as competitive as who can cross that finishing line first. Playing this today can bring back that feeling of playing these types of races 20 years ago, and as a 30-something-year-old who's a sucker for nostalgia, that is a very good thing indeed. Just have a deck of cards or something for when you have to sit through those loading screens. This is why you're not in the number 1 spot.
We keep on switching between this and Mario Kart, and each time we swap we have to relearn the controls, don't we?
Yeah.
They play differently enough so that it makes it disorientating.
Yeah, like Mario Kart doesn't like turn as sharply as Crash, it seems.
Yeah.
And that really puts me off when we jump back to Mario Kart.
It's definitely the drifting.
Yeah, the drifting's very different in both games.
Number 1, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Of course we had to include this one. This game has brought so many gaming universes together where you can pick your favourite characters and have them duke it out. As you attack, your opponent's damage meter increases. The higher the damage, the further they fly, until they get smashed off the screen. The sheer amount of variety this game provides will keep you coming back for more, and you'll never experience the same thing twice. With more than 80 characters and 100 stages, and more on the way, there is an endless amount of customization in how the game is played outside of the character and stage combinations. Want a standard one-on-one on a flat platform with no items? You can. Want an 8-player with hammers only and a train that morphs into the tower block? No problem. Want Mario and Sonic to see who's better at the 100-meter dash? Well, actually, you'd need a different game to see that. But you can have them run against each other on a larger stage, I suppose. So much hard work and passion went into developing this game, and it really shows. There's not much to say that hasn't been said before. Just everyone, go play this and get the ultimate multiplayer experience on the Switch. All it needs now is Waluigi.
Maybe,
hint, 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 hint.
Maybe he'll be DLC, but they have, we're getting Byleth added soon, like next week, which is a blue head fire emblem.
Yep.
Good. And we're getting 6 more, which are coming with stages and music as well, they've confirmed. So, yeah, plenty to look forward to, keeping the hype cycle going.
Sure.
So anyway, those are our first top 10 picks for multiplayer games for the Switch. Like we said at the beginning, we went for variety here, and despite that, we ended up with 3 fighting games. But all 3 of them are very different from each other.
And only 4 of those 10 games were made by Nintendo too.
That's true. But the list does not stop there. We have more in the works, including a Volume 2 to our multiplayer games, so let us know in the comments down below which games you think we missed out on and whether they deserve a mention. And subscribe to us so you don't miss the next one.
Thanks for watching everyone. Goodbye.
Bye!